Epic battles in video games can be hard to pull off. It's not just about scale, though that certainly helps, but also the circumstances leading up to it that give them weight. So whether it's a single person annihilating hordes of enemies and shifting the tides of war, or a desperate battle for survival, let's look at 15 of the most epic large-scale battles of all time. Spoilers follow, so be warned. Battle for Helm's Deep, The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. One of the most important battles in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the battle for Helm's Deep, is arguably the best in the films. Despite running on 6th-gen console hardware, the video game adaptation captured the desperation of fighting hordes of Uruk-hai, pushing ladders off the keep's walls and meeting them at the breached wall to stop their advance. The fight spills over into the courtyard, with a somewhat awkward but cinematic view. Final Battle: Heavenly Sword. Nariko's final encounter with King Bohan and his army is a spectacle, because Bohan has hundreds of troops, catapults, and more, while she has a cannon and the Heavenly Sword. It leads to mass pile-ups of enemies and epic destruction, and while it seems Nariko is down and out due to the sword draining her life, she eventually rises to wipe out even more enemy soldiers. The Battle of Reach, Halo Reach. The Battle of Reach, the mission where you fly an interceptor into space to battle the Covenant fleet, remains one of the franchise's most memorable. After shooting down enemies and fighting a Covenant corvette, you board the latter to arm a bomb and disable it for good. The Covenant don't like that, leading to a heated gunfight, with manual detonation required. George throws Noble 6 out and sacrifices himself to destroy the corvette. Unfortunately, it's not enough, as the rest of the Covenant fleet soon arrives. Chapter 11, Half-Life 2.
The blow you struck at Nova Prospect was taken as a signal to begin the uprising.
Before Gordon Freeman sets foot in the Citadel, he works with Barney and the Resistance to attack the Combine's HQ, the Overwatch Nexus. It's not easy with insane fighting through the streets as Covenant gunships and Striders assault you. The ruined landscape of City 17 and the sheer desperation as humanity fights en route to the Citadel make it a memorable experience. The Final Battle, Horizon Forbidden West.
Alpha and Catalo did their job. Now it's Beta's turn.
Aloy? I think we're in trouble.
Whatever you plan to do to stop those specters, you better do it now.
I'm not doing anything. Beta will.
The final battle of Horizon Forbidden West, Aloy and her allies must break through Far Zenith's forces, enter their base, and rescue Beta. While the player ultimately goes one-on-one against Tilda, it's a long story, her group must carve a path through the Far Zenith's forces to get inside. There are some pretty epic moments, whether it's the machines breaking through and ravaging Far Zenith soldiers, or Regala's last stand. Outer Haven, Metal Gear Solid 4. The gang's all together in the finale of Metal Gear Solid 4, preparing to infiltrate Outer Haven and stop Liquid from launching a nuke at the Patriots. Mei Ling and the USS Missouri take on Arsenal Gear, and even more chaos unfolds en route to the final battle, which, to no one's surprise, is a straight-up fistfight between Snake and Ocelot. Battle for Chicago, Resistance 2. Chicago, as Bo Richards succinctly describes it, is in a bad state in Resistance 2. In America's second gray zone, occupied by the Chimera, the SRPA enters the city to prevent the reactivation of Chimeran towers, which leads to pitched battles against hordes of enemy forces. There's also a massive kaiju-esque chimera called Leviathan, which stomps through the city as you hopelessly try to take it down with rockets. KIRYU versus the TOJO clan, Yakuza 5.
あなたはこの喧嘩俺が引き受ける
If you're Kazama Kiryu and you want to stop the TOJO clan from engaging in a gang war, what do? Well, of course, you fight all 100 clan members, some armed with knives and firearms. At one point, they launch rockets at KIRYU, which he dodges without much effort. The sheer unbridled mayhem of it all, and the fact that KIRYU is pretty much unscathed, make this a legendary sequence. Battle of CHIBI, Dynasty Warriors 8, XL CE. The Battle of CHIBI is memorable for several reasons in the Dynasty Warriors franchise, since it sees the forces of Sun Quan facing off against the more powerful Cao Cao. Essentially, the Wu army sets fire to Cao Cao's fleet as he attempts to flee. The scenario plays out in multiple ways, whether it's Zhu Zilong mopping up Cao Cao's forces, or the latter trying desperately to survive while escaping. Cue the traditional Dynasty Warriors-style battles against hordes of enemies. Final Battle. Mass Effect 3. This serves as a conclusion to Mass Effect 3's controversial ending. You'll come across numerous brutes and banshees along with a Ravager, and you have quite a battle ahead. This entire sequence has been noted for its scale, as all organizations group together to fight against the enemy. Battle of Bunker Hill, Fallout 4. Most point to the battle with Liberty Prime as the most memorable, but the Battle of Bunker Hill is also pretty good. As you enter Bunker Hill to retrieve 4 synths under railroad protection, chaos erupts around the settlement, extending underground. Perhaps the best part of his mission is how your choices subtly affect alliances. Like how killing X-418, your Institute escort, underground will turn railroad soldiers and turrets friendly. However, doing so above ground doesn't ensure this, so you may still face hostilities in the basement. Battle in Sector Beta, Star Fox Zero. Say what you will about Star Fox Zero, but the battle in Sector Beta is appropriately epic, as Cornelius' fleet battles against Andross's forces. Naturally, things are dire for the former until Star Fox shows up, destroying 4 big ships, and hacking the capital ship to disable its shield is only the start, as the mission ends with an epic dogfight against Starwolf. Battle for Earth, Halo 2. While not quite at the level of its initial reveal, later revealed to be smoke and mirrors by Bungie, the Battle for Earth in Halo 2 is still an epic affair. Split between 2 missions, Outskirts and Metropolis, it sees the Covenant attacking Earth. Master Chief must beat them back, first in the streets of Old Mombasa, and then New Mombasa, on foot, and then with a Scorpion tank and Warthog. Perhaps the most memorable part is boarding a Scarab while it's still moving to defeat the Covenant inside and disable it. Battle for KAER MORHEN, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Geralt and his allies await the Wild Hunt at KAER MORHEN, and a lot happens. You'll switch perspectives between Geralt and Ciri, fighting off Wild Hunt soldiers and KAER MORHEN's walls, racing through the forest as flaming projectiles fall, and much more. Unfortunately, it culminates in Vesemir's death, and Ciri going berserk as she sends the Wild Hunt packing. D-Day, Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 2 set a new standard, with its campaign taking place from the perspective of the Soviets, British, and Americans. However, perhaps the most memorable of missions was D-Day, with the Allies storming the beaches of Normandy. Soldiers were cut down left and right, as one scaled cliffs, fought through trenches, and destroyed enemy bunkers. It was a bloody, brutal spectacle that stands the test of time. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Bolt.